schooling now with the kids?
Bro, the whole system fucked up.
I think it's getting better actually.
How you gonna stop school for 6 months because of whatever happened, and then pick back up, and then shut school back down? Or
I think it's better because school is dying. Like the
Okay,
concept
I
of school is dying. Like that's what we seeing. Like it's growing pains. But think about it this way, bro.
Are we teaching our damn selves?
Do kids really need school if they got a whole database in the palm? And what they need is parents to teach them that. Is to teach them how to use the database in the palm of your hand. So like homeschooling is the future. It's just taking people a minute to catch on that this homeschooling thing ain't so bad. It's like
We can't homeschool if we
if you send your kid to school, your kid goes to school with American kids. If you school your kid at home, he goes to school or she goes to school at wherever they want to go to school at. You get what I'm saying? There's a whole like open terrain about this schooling thing right now that people gotta look at in like a positive note. It's other like.
Are we outsmarting the system?
Not
that
really. It's like
we're raised on.
There's new ways to teach that people been waiting to implement, and they got the chance to do it now. You get what I'm saying? Versus like going through a traditional school and being told no, you sticking to the curriculum. Now these teachers is at home; they can come up with whatever curriculum they want to.
I feel
Is that teaching the wrong thing?
No, not really necessarily teaching the wrong thing, but if they have a better way of teaching in the system of like it's forcing. Then it's like now we have new minds or people that can speak their opinions on how to like
so you feel like it's a step forward.
Yeah, like better learning, like you know what I mean. Like you got people that's like instead of having to like work under a system and like just shut up and go with the rubric, all that creative stuff they came up with now they can break that shit out.
It is a good thing that the school system is dying, because once the schooling system dies, the government for their whole little cycle.
That's like the beginning of the cycle.
That's where it starts at with the schooling. Like the programming starts with schooling.
It's like this going.
That makes us being programmed.
It's going to do 150 years worth of work they put into this.
Yeah, like once the schooling system fails, it's
150 gone.
It's pretty much over for they.
Yeah,
they might as well be like
because they're still learning about.
Y'all should know everything. Look, we got corn syrup and everything.
Like, and here's the best part is like all the stuff that we learning now. Like my little brother can look that up and learn it at 8. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's happening at a faster rate. So when I say schooling has changed, people gotta like stop looking at schooling like these brick and mortar buildings that we go to. Schooling is teaching. You get what I'm saying? Schooling is like all right, we about to go down the street to this local gardener. He can teach us what he know about gardening.
That's why the community needs to get involved. Like I said, I want to start my own homeschooling program.
Do we need to be book smart or do we need to be life smart?
Book smart is, like I said, it's only getting you ready for the work world. Like tough.
So I like the life smart word. I like that, life smart.
Book smart is really just getting them ready. I mean, just getting you ready to benefit the white man's business. Like at the end of the day, they own all this shit.
I feel like
I mean,
we're using books, it's like more
like
comprehension.
But all of it though is where it's like, I mean, because knowledge is knowledge. You feel me? I feel like at this point, information is there's no such thing as bad information.
I mean, it can be to a certain extent.
It's only false information.
It's handpicked.
Yeah, there's only lie and the truth, but information, whether it's like if you know how to decipher and know the difference between the false and the truth, you know what I'm saying? Information is information. It's all useful. You get what I'm saying? Even if you gotta discard some shit, but in that discarded shit, there's like all useful. You know what I mean? Like so.
I feel like nothing in the whole schooling system, none of it is useful. It's useful if you're gonna continue to move forward in the world.
You feel like gym is useful?
You feel like they're hitting with a dodgeball.
You don't think
math and science was useful.
Hold on.
Science was.
Come on in the gym again, bro.
Now social studies, I got my reservations, but I had some real nigga teachers for my social studies, which I appreciated. Like, I ain't gonna even say their names because, they told me to keep that off screen. But I had some real nigga teachers that was like, look, fuck this book. I'm about to tell y'all the truth. You feel me? Like, I've had teachers like that. And then I had the ones that just walked the line. You know what I mean? And I had to every 10 seconds. So when you gonna talk about, the Olmecs and the people that was there before the civilization in Egypt, when you gonna talk about the war that happened in Egypt before the Romans even showed up there? Like, when y'all gonna talk about that shit? You know what I mean? And they got skipped.
They don't want you to know that.
But you know, I don't dabble into none of that because at the end of the day,
it's his story. That's what his story is. It's his
nobody
story.
who was there when that shit happened is here today to really be like, bro, that shit really happened.
I don't like the word history because it's his story, bro.
Like shit. Even like the whole Jesus thing, like, hey, it can be true.
There's that which is documented, which they also cover up. You know what I mean? You can't ignore when it's like a whole like. You feel me? Like, you know how they say like black and white, you can't back out of that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, a lot of the like documentation, we never got to see that until I never got to see none of that shit until I was like 25. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm going into like an art history course, and they have us do the research ourselves. So, you know, I'm bringing up stuff like there's a whole Egyptian tomb in the Grand Canyon. Like right now, there's a whole like Egyptian tomb they tabbed out when they had like harvest season, when they had like how they raised cattle, like they had a calendar, like they had all these documented shit that like we've been doing math and arithmetic for the longest, like, and this is predating Roman and Greek society. So it's like, you know, when you do the numbers and you add it up, it's like, why are you telling me like about a society that's like basically 2 generations old? And skipping the very first one, like you basically skipping the very first part of the story just so you can hurry up and get to your part of the story.
True. You know? Yeah.
So are we
it's fucking crazy.
Going back in time and seeing as black people as being slaves, are we learning from our masters still?
Yeah,
which is the government.
They're still in charge.
I think we in the Navy been doing what we always been doing to learn how to get from under a master. You know what I'm saying? Like little by little, if you look at how like, the generations go, right? You had it to where like my stepdad told me like all like straight flat out like, bro, we never thought about being artists or being, you know, photographers. We never thought about things like that. It's what they gave you. Like you was lucky if you was a garbage man and you was happy with that. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was life. But as we go on and generations later, it's like, yeah, fuck that shit. I want what they got.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So as we like evolve, you know what I'm saying? I don't think no creature in this world evolves to just stay under oppression. Like oppression is like damn near close to death. So you gonna figure out how to escape that shit as long as you breathing.
Well, we're still being oppressed.
Well, and that's why we still like, but we still breathing too. So you gotta consider.
How can we take care? Look, how can we take care of that ownership?
I'm getting out.
If we're gonna be creators and, you know, living as what we do as people, and we want to live a different life than just working underneath somebody, how can we take care of ownership when we gotta
go through them?
Yeah, and see, that's the thing though, is like a lot of this online thing is like, I'm starting to notice is like there's ways to get around going through people, because it's like, it's really,
that's what they really came up with.
It's really us being connected directly to the people now. You know what I mean? It ain't so much like I gotta go to a record label and then that record label connects to the people for me. I can directly link to these people. I mean, you got DJ Academics making $150,000 a month, running his mouth at his own crib. He doesn't answer to nobody. Can't nobody shut him down. Like, can't nobody go to his house.
That's correct.
But this is how they do it, man.
You know what I mean? And maybe YouTube can take him down, but what's to stop you from making another website your own? You get what I'm saying?
The backlash.
They can cut all of that. They can cut all of that. Like, once you reach a certain tier, like, you're not gonna reach a certain tier without them saying so.
Yeah, they're gonna blackball.
Ain't no way you can reach LeBron James status without them having their hand, without them having their hand in it. Like everybody know, like, we gonna, let's say like, say Chris Brown and Young Boy made a song together. Everybody know it sounds good. It'll make a good song, but it's just they're on different levels, and like the government wise, they're not gonna allow it. Like, it's just whatever if you want to reach a level, they got their hands and you got to go through them.
I mean, but like, but here's my thing. Like, all right, I guess for instance, like how I'm doing it, like I'm
that's what the problem is right there. They got to get control.
There's no government. There's nobody with enough money that's about to stop me. Like, you can't stop me. Like, I'm about to just keep producing. Like, there's no shutting this shit off. You know what I mean? Like,
but they can lock you up, bro. That's what I'm saying. They can lock you up.
They still send cartoons to jail.
That's a part of using their power.
But that's the thing. I think that's the point of it. Like,
Yeah, and I get the point, but it's just like,
What is our power though?
but because our power is realizing that these are just human beings. You feel me? You can't.
for sure.
You feel me? Like you can expound as many resources as you want, but how you gonna stop a man from just penning shit in his crib? You get what I'm saying? Like, and how you gonna stop a man from recording? How you gonna stop a man from speaking his voice on a mic? You get what I'm saying? Or how you gonna stop a person, you know, from building a corporation that serves people like this fairly? You get what I'm saying? How do you stop minds like that? You know what I mean? That's continuously working. It's like you working against an enemy that won't sleep.
But I mean, they allow it. Like, oh, you can do whatever you want. But say once you start reaching out to,
and then
that's when
but here's the thing though, is like what you also got to consider is they appeal to people's greed. You get what I'm saying? Like for most of these, like for most of this generation and this era, and they got to understand this. There's nothing wrong with being like content. Like if I don't need $100 million to do what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? Like if I make $100 million, make it $1 a day, or you know whatever. You feel me? Or I count 100 million when I'm 80. I'd rather get it slow in the right way than speed up the process and be in some fucked up shit. You know what I mean?
you know what? Fuck God, put me in the fucked up shit because that's the same way they got it. The people who's really running the show and all of that, they didn't get it being an honest person. They cut some corners. They done did some dirt to get where they.
You gonna have to like play the game, yeah. But you like what I'm saying is like this whole selling the soul shit. Like they add that shit in there to people that appease to the greed. It's like, bro, if I came to this table content, you have nothing to serve me. I came to this table to serve y'all. You get what I'm saying? There's no leverage with me. I came with the leverage. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we do with the stuff that we do now, like this podcast and everything else.
Everybody can get ahead once they realize like, none of this shit matter. None of this shit matter. Like,
Like we need to focus on is our new culture, man.
Like,
yeah, that's the point, bro. It's like we are like what we build is gonna be centered around us. People flock to this. And even they flock to this. So it's like we no longer in a position where we go to them and be like, can you please? They come to us and ask the can you please.
That's still being like, you gotta think outside of like the physical world.
I mean, I do like on an intrinsic level, bro. Like if we the ones that drive the emotion and the people and the culture and all they have is the revenue. Like you can have revenue all day, but if you don't have people to spend it with or pass it through, that revenue doesn't mean shit, and we generate those people.
See, my thing is like, I don't care about none of that shit. Like at the end of the, like I don't care about the money, none of that. I'm trying to figure out how to find. I need more information and knowledge on how to reach. I'm trying to reach my higher self. I'm trying to find who I really am. Like, no disrespect, like the art, none of that shit matter. Like I feel like they put so many distractions in front of us to where no one really thinks like. We're really guys. Like we're supposed to. I should be able to talk to you without even using my words. Really, like that's where we come from, doing shit like that, or just say like going invisible, or just supernatural shit. They made it to where they put so many distractions in front of us to where no one tried to get back to that. No one's trying to get back to that.
We only use like what they say, like 15% of our brain now, or is it like 20? Like
10.
10. It's like 10. That's how they got us. If you if you go to the monks in like China and shit like that, like they say like monks use about, I guess they say like 30. It's like 40. They can do crazy shit like balance on one finger, crazy ass shit.
Saying like,
so like I get what he's saying. Like once you get more in tune with yourself and in tune with nature.
What they fucking.
But we got all this technology and this
is like
ego and we.
The shit that we put in our body.
Like birds only think about reproducing, and you know they do whatever they can to reproduce, whether it's like get bigger claws or bigger teeth or fucking
people should know
nice
like,
ass fur. Us as humans, we got this ego. We gotta like have this superficial shit for us to feel like. Man, we had to stay where we
gotta become God.
They fuck us up in what we put in our body, like the water, the food. That's what stops us from reaching who we really are.
Yeah, our food is more chemical than
Oh yeah, even water, like that's not real water.
Science,
that we
motherfucker. I fuck with science, but at the same time, it's
the people on the water, people don't know. Like people take water for granted.
People trying to be free.
But life would be better if it was just chaos.
That's
Like flat out.
That's what it is, though. This is not chaos.
We need a purge.
Jared, this is not chaos.
Like, I feel like black men just too comfortable.
Bro, you got
too
called.
comfortable. Like everybody walk around like I'm a king. Yeah, it sound good, my nigga, but I don't know no king who's gonna sit down and follow no rules of no other man.
I feel like a king is a leader.
A king do what he want to do. Like he don't take orders from.
So how do we look at women now, though, as men?
Nurturers.
Because nowadays, like that's what they're presenting to us now. Like men are more emotional than women are now.
People don't know black women are really. They are really God. Like I feel like whoever created this has to be a woman. At the end of the day, because I feel like black women don't get enough worship as they should. Like black women go through a whole lot. They do a whole lot. Like it's a totem pole, and black women are at the very bottom.
Yeah, man, we got more to say, but we ain't got more of the tape. So
Yes,
we're gonna catch y'all in
that's
another
18,
five.
man. That's 18.
Yeah.
Shout out to the boy Lonnie.
We can go all day
Sliding
with this.
through.
Hey,
Shout out
you
to
know
the
I
gang.
can.
Now you're part of the game.
Hey,
now you
shout out
gotta
to
be here.
the
Now
boys.
you gotta make a
Yeah, you gotta say, oh my god, on every picture now, bitch. You got a video, motherfucker.
You in here now, man.
Yeah, I feel like I full of shit.
Speaking of God,
now you got
bro,
a voice,
I'm
man.
Hey,
You gotta
bro,
keep that.
cause I got a whole lot of shit to say.